Tear. There's a secret that most people go their entire lives without mastering. They search for it in books, in people, in success, in money, in recognition. Tear. They look everywhere but within. And when they leave this world, they often do so still wondering why their dreams never became their reality. Tear. But I'm here to tell you, this secret isn't hidden in the stars. It isn't buried under the ground. It's right inside you. The problem is, most people never learn how to unlock it. Most people never learn how to master it. But you can. You see, life doesn't give us what we want. Life gives us what we are willing to fight for. And most people stop fighting too soon. They stop when it gets uncomfortable, when it gets inconvenient, when the world tells them that's enough. Most people never master the art of persistence, the art of discipline. Tear, the art of believing when there's no reason left to believe. That's the secret. The ability to keep going when everything inside you screams to quit. Tear. The ability to trust your vision when no one else sees it. You can't master life if you're afraid of failure. Failure is not the enemy, it's the teacher. Tear. Failure is the only classroom that will ever make you grow. The truth is, most people don't fail because they tried and lost. Most people fail because they never tried long enough to win. They quit right before the finish line. They stop digging when they're inches away from goal. Tear. They let fear of what could go wrong keep them from discovering what could go right. But you, if you're willing to take control of your mind, tear. If you're willing to discipline your emotions, if you're willing to silence that voice that says, I can't, then you can master this secret. Tear, because the secret is not talent, it's not luck, it's not opportunity. The secret is mastery over your own mind. You see, tear. Your mind will talk you out of greatness if you let it. It'll whisper all your doubts, replay your failures, magnify your fears, and minimize your strengths. Tear. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your most dangerous enemy. Most people never learn to control that inner voice. They live their entire lives being pushed around by it, following its fears instead of its faith. But once you take charge of that voice, tear. Once you decide that it no longer dictates your actions, you become unstoppable. Every great achievement started with someone who refused to listen to that voice. Tear. Someone who said, I don't care how many times I fall, I'm getting back up. Someone who decided that their dream was worth the pain, the doubt, the sleepless nights, the lonely roads. You can't master the secret without sacrifice. You can't rise while holding on to comfort. Comfort kills ambition. Tear. Comfort destroys dreams. Comfort makes you believe that mediocrity is enough. And most people settle there. Tear. They settle for good enough because greatness demands too much. But you can't master life if you keep choosing easy over meaningful. You can't discover your power if you keep running from your pain. The secret lies in your struggle. The struggle is the birthplace of your strength. Tear. The hard times are not breaking you, they're building you. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every loss, tear. Every rejection is shaping you into someone who can handle the weight of success. Most people pray for the blessing, but reject the process that prepares them for it. Tear. They want the reward without the resistance. But life doesn't work that way. The secret is emotional control. Tear. It's learning to stay calm when everything is falling apart. It's learning to believe when no one else believes. Tear. It's learning to smile through the storm and say, this too shall pass. You've got to become mentally tough because life will test you. Tear. It'll push you to your limits. It'll strip you of everything you thought you needed just to show you that you already had everything inside you. There's a power in you that you haven't even begun to use yet. A strength you haven't tested. A greatness that's been waiting patiently. Tear. Waiting for the moment you finally decide, no more excuses. You were not born to live average. You were not designed to settle. You were built for more. Tear. But you'll never experience that more until you stop running from the work. Tear. Most people never master the secret because they think success is about doing what's easy. It's not. Success is about doing what's necessary. Tear. It's about doing what's uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. It's about waking up when you don't feel like it, showing up when you don't want to, and believing when the evidence says you shouldn't. The moment you start doing the things that scare you is the moment you start growing. Growth and comfort do not coexist. If you want to master the secret, you must learn to fall in love with discomfort. You must be willing to be misunderstood, rejected, ignored, and still keep moving forward. Because the world only respects results. People don't believe what you say. They believe what you show them. Show them what's possible when someone refuses to give up. You've got to develop a hunger. A hunger so deep that nothing can distract you. Hunger is the fuel that makes ordinary people do extraordinary things. You can't teach hunger. You can't fake hunger. You either have it or you develop it through pain. Hunger is born when you've had enough of being average. When you've had enough of your excuses. When you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm tired of living beneath my potential. That's when the fire starts burning. That's when you stop waiting for someone to save you and realize that you are the one. You can't master this secret without discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Feelings will lie to you. They'll tell you to quit, to rest, to wait for a better time. But there will never be a better time. The time is now. Every second you hesitate is a second you'll never get back. Most people waste their lives waiting for perfect conditions that will never come. You can't wait for motivation. You must move with intention. There will be moments when you feel alone, when no one understands you, when you doubt yourself, when the dream seems too far away. That's when you must remind yourself why you started. That's when you must talk to yourself louder than your fears. Because the secret isn't found in the times when it's easy. It's found in the times when it's hard. The hard times reveal who you are. Every champion has cried. Every warrior has fallen. Every dreamer has faced rejection. But they kept going. They mastered the art of getting back up. That's the secret. Not talent, not luck, just the relentless refusal to quit. You've got to keep getting up until standing becomes your nature. You've got to keep fighting until winning becomes your habit. There's a version of you that you haven't met yet. A stronger, wiser, more focused version. That version is waiting on the other side of your fear. But you'll never meet them if you keep playing small. You were not sent here to fit in. You were sent here to stand out. But standing out requires courage. Courage to be different. Courage to take risks. Courage to walk alone for a while. Most people never master the secret because they want acceptance more than achievement. They want validation more than victory. They live for approval instead of purpose. But you can't live your dream while living for others. You've got to choose you. You've got to decide that your destiny is worth the discomfort of being misunderstood. Greatness always demands isolation before it delivers elevation. You've got to protect your mind. Stop feeding it doubt. Stop surrounding yourself with people who don't believe in your vision. The wrong people will poison your dreams. You need to be around those who challenge you, inspire you, and remind you of your worth when you forget it. The secret is who you listen to. Because whoever has your ear has your future. You've got to be intentional about your life. Stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. Most people never master the secret because they think life is about luck. It's not. It's about strategy. It's about purpose. It's about preparation. When opportunity comes, it's too late to prepare. Every day you wake up, you should be sharpening your skills. Developing your mind, growing your character. Because success doesn't come to the most talented. It comes to the most prepared. You will fail. You will fall. You will lose people. You will face doubt. But you must keep moving. Every failure is a step closer to your destiny. Every no brings you closer to the right. Yes, every fall teaches you how to rise stronger. Pain is not your punishment. It's your preparation. Don't run from it, embrace it. It's the fire that forges your greatness. Most people spend their lives avoiding pain, and in doing so, they avoid growth. Tear. They never learn who they really are, because they never allow themselves to be tested. But you can't master this secret without being tested. Tear. The tests reveal the truth. The truth about your strength, your patience, your belief. The truth about how much you really want it. Anyone can dream. Tear. But few can endure. Endurance separates the dreamers from the achievers. You've got to be obsessed, not halfway interested, not casually involved. Obsessed. Because obsession will drive you through rejection. It'll push you through fear. It'll keep you alive when others quit. The world belongs to the obsessed. Those who refuse to settle. Those who live and breathe their purpose. Most people dabble in their dreams, and that's why they never taste victory. You can't half commit to greatness. It requires all of you. Your time, your focus, your energy, your heart. There's a price for success, and most people aren't willing to pay it. But if you are, the rewards are endless. Peace of mind, freedom, confidence, fulfillment. Tear. You'll look back one day and realize that everything you went through, everything you survived, everything that broke you, it was all preparing you for this moment. This is your time. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't wait for someone to believe in you. Believe in yourself. Take that first step. Move forward in faith. You might not see the entire path. Tear. But every step you take reveals the next one. And one day you'll look up and realize that you've mastered the very thing that once controlled you. Your own mind. Tear. That's the secret. The one most people never master. The ability to take charge of your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. The ability to show up every day. No matter how you feel. The ability to turn pain into power, fear into fuel, doubt into drive. You can do this. You can rise above the noise, above the fear. Tear. Above the excuses. You can master the secret that most people never do. The secret of self-control, self-belief, and self-discipline. Life is not waiting for you to be ready. Life is waiting for you to decide. And once you decide, truly decide, that nothing will stop you. Tear. The universe begins to move in your favor. Doors open, paths appear, opportunities come. Because life always rewards those who refuse to quit. So when the nights get long and the days feel heavy, remember this: you are stronger than your struggle. You are greater than your pain. You are more powerful than your past. The secret to success, the secret to happiness, the secret to fulfillment, it's already inside you. All you have to do is master it. Most people never will, but you can. You can't win the fight for your dream if you keep surrendering to your excuses. Tear. You can't rise while you're holding on to reasons for why you're not where you want to be. Every excuse is a chain, and every chain you carry slows your progress. People talk about wanting success. They talk about wanting change. Tear. But the moment life asks for payment in the form of effort, they start negotiating with excuses. They say, I'm too tired. They say, tear. I'll start tomorrow. They say, maybe it's not meant for me. That's how dreams die, not because they're impossible, tear, but because we keep handing them over to our excuses. You can have your dream, or you can have your excuses, but you can't have both. Life won't let you. Tear. Excuses are seductive. They make you feel safe, justified, comfortable. They tell you it's okay to stay where you are. But what they never tell you is that comfort is the cage that kills potential. Every time you choose an excuse, you reinforce the walls around your own greatness. Tear. You may not even see them, but they're there, invisible, built from fear, doubt, procrastination, and insecurity. And as long as those walls stand, your dream will remain on the other side, untouched, unlived, unrealized. People say they want to change their lives, but change demands accountability. And accountability demands honesty. You can't lie to yourself and expect growth. You've got to stop telling yourself the story that it's too late, that you're too young, too old, too broken, too far behind. Those are excuses disguised as truth. The truth is, as long as you're breathing, tear, you have another chance. The truth is, the same air that fuels the lungs of the successful is the same air in your lungs right now. The difference isn't opportunity, it's ownership. They took ownership of their life. They said, I'm done making excuses. And excuses are rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of pain, fear of judgment. But fear doesn't go away by avoiding it. It shrinks when you face it. Tear. You can't fight for your dream if you're busy fighting for your limitations. You defend your excuses every time you explain why something can't happen. Tear. You justify them every time you say, I'm trying. Trying is another word for hesitation. Trying is the language of someone who hasn't committed fully. Tear. Winners don't try, they do. They fail, they fall, but they move again and again until the dream becomes reality. Tear. You've got to realize that your mind will always find reason to protect you from discomfort. It will whisper, you're tired. You've done enough. Tear. You deserve a break, but your dream is on the other side of discomfort. Growth lives in resistance. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to stretch you. Tear. It's supposed to challenge you, because what you become in the process is far more valuable than the goal itself. Excuses rob you of that transformation. They keep you in the same loop, doing the same things, getting the same results, and wondering why nothing changes. Some people say, I don't have time, but everyone has the same 24 hours. The question is, what are you doing with yours? Are you investing it or wasting it? Tear. Every excuse is a withdrawal from your future. Every excuse you make today becomes a regret tomorrow. There are people with less talent, less money, less support who are doing the very thing you keep postponing. Why? Because they stopped surrendering to their excuses. Tear. They decided that their dream was worth the fight. And if you want it bad enough, you've got to decide the same thing. Excuses can sound like logic. Tear. They can sound smart. They can sound responsible. You'll say things like, I need to wait until I have more experience, or I'll start when the timing is right. But there's no such thing as the perfect time. Tear. The perfect time is the moment you take the first step. Excuses make you wait for certainty, but faith makes you move in uncertainty. Tear. The moment you stop needing every step to be visible is the moment you start walking into your destiny. You can't win a battle if you keep giving the enemy your weapons. Every time you surrender to an excuse, you hand over your power. You hand over your momentum. Tear. You hand over your belief. And the more you surrender, the weaker you become. But the moment you stand up and say, no more, everything begins to shift. Tear. Because excuses lose their grip the moment you stop defending them. They feed off your agreement. Tear. Stop agreeing with your limitations and start aligning with your potential. Think about all the things you've missed because of excuses. The opportunities you didn't take, the people you didn't meet, the ideas you didn't act on. Every excuse has a cost, and the price is always your progress. Tear. Excuses make you a spectator in your own life. You watch others live the dreams you were capable of living. You clap for them, you admire them, but deep down, you know you had the same fire, the same potential. The only difference was that they showed up, and you showed reasons. When you stop surrendering to excuses, Tear, you start creating results. You start finding ways instead of reasons. You begin to see that the limitations you believed in were just stories. Stories you told yourself to feel better about not trying. But when you break that story, when you rewrite it, you take back control. You start living with intention. Tear, with power, with clarity. Your excuses won't disappear overnight. They've been with you for years, whispering in your ear, protecting your comfort zone. Tear. But every time you choose action over excuses, you weaken their voice. You start building evidence that you can do hard things, that you can keep promises to yourself, that you can handle what once scared you. And that's how confidence is built, not by waiting to feel ready, but by doing it scared. You can't win the fight for your dream by playing it safe. You've got to be willing to risk embarrassment, failure, judgment, and rejection. That's the price of progress. People might not understand your hustle. They might doubt your vision. They might laugh at your goals, but that's not your business. Your job is to keep showing up. Because when you show up long enough, the same people who doubted you will start asking how you did it. Excuses are seductive because they let you off the hook. They make you feel like the victim of your circumstances. But the truth is, you're not stuck. You're choosing to stay. The cage door is open, but excuses make you believe you're locked in. Freedom starts when you stop blaming the world and start owning your choices. The moment you say, "It's my responsibility," is the moment you take back your power. You've got to ask yourself, what would my life look like if I stopped making excuses? If you stopped saying, "I can't," and started saying, "I must," what kind of person would you become if you showed up for yourself every single day, even when no one was watching, even when no one was cheering? Even when everything in you wanted to quit? Because that's who wins, the one who refuses to surrender. Stop waiting for motivation. Discipline yourself to move without it. Because if you wait for motivation, you'll wait forever. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are unreliable. They come and go like the wind. You can't build your destiny on something that changes with your mood. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't ask for permission. Discipline gets up when you're tired. It works when you're uninspired. It keeps going when no one's watching. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Most people fail, not because they don't have talent or vision, but because they keep waiting to feel like moving. They wait for a spark, a sign, a wave of energy to push them forward. But those moments are rare, and the dream demands consistency. You can't win by being temporary. You can't transform your life by showing up only on the days you feel good. Growth happens in the moments when your body says no, but your spirit says go. That's when discipline is born. You've got to understand that motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. It's easy to work hard when you're excited. It's easy to dream big when everything's going right. But what happens when it's raining, when you're broke, when you're tired, when the world feels heavy? That's where discipline takes over. Discipline says, I don't need to feel ready, I just need to move. Because if you wait for the perfect moment, you'll lose the momentum you already had. Motivation is like a spark. It can light the fire, but it burns out quickly. Discipline is the wood that keeps the fire alive. You've got to feed your dream daily, through action, through effort, through persistence. You can't be seasonal about your purpose. You can't be emotional about your progress. Every day you skip, every time you delay, every excuse you accept, you feed the weakness inside you. And the longer you feed it, the harder it becomes to break free. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about commitment. It's about showing up for yourself, even when it's inconvenient. It's about keeping promises you made to yourself long after the excitement has faded. Because there will be days when you don't feel like doing it, days when your mind tells you to rest, when your emotions say, not today. That's the test. That's where you either build character or build excuses. And too many people have mastered the art of excuses while their dreams collect dust. There are people out there right now with less talent than you, less opportunity than you. But they're winning because they chose discipline over feelings. They stopped waiting for motivation and started creating habits. Habits that serve their vision, habits that strengthen their focus, habits that build momentum. Success doesn't respond to moods, it responds to mastery. You can't control the weather, the economy, or the opinions of others, but you can control your effort. You can control your routine. You can control what you do with every hour you're given. Discipline is freedom. It's the ability to act with intention instead of emotion. It's saying, I don't care how I feel. I'm doing it anyway. You train your mind to obey your goals, not your impulses. Most people never experience the power of discipline because they never stay consistent long enough to feel the reward. They quit right before the results start showing. They give up because the process feels boring, repetitive, or slow. But greatness lives in repetition. Tier. Excellence is not built in inspiration, it's built in consistency. Discipline is the muscle that separates dreamers from doers. You've got to train it like any other muscle. Through pressure, through discomfort, through persistence. The first time you push through resistance, it hurts. Tier. The 10th time it becomes natural. The 100th time it becomes who you are. Tier. Discipline turns, I have to, I do. It shifts your identity from someone who wishes to someone who works. The truth is, tier, you'll never always be motivated. That's not how humans work. Some mornings you'll wake up ready to conquer the world. Others, you'll feel empty, tired, uninspired. But the disciplined mind doesn't ask, do I feel like it? It asks, is it necessary? Discipline moves you from emotion to execution. Tier. And the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Every time you show up when you don't want to, tier, you teach yourself that your purpose matters more than your feelings. People love the idea of success, but they hate the process that comes with it. They want results without repetition, progress without persistence, and transformation without training. But you can't cheat discipline. Tier, you can't fake consistency. Life will expose what you haven't worked for. It's not enough to want it. You've got to work for it when it's uncomfortable, when it's boring, when it's painful. Discipline doesn't reward you immediately, but it always rewards you eventually. Tier. There will be days when your mind tells you you're not good enough. Days when everything feels pointless. Days when you wonder if it's even worth it. That's when you need to lean into your discipline the most, because your future self is depending on your present effort. Tier. The person you're becoming is watching how you handle these moments. Every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you want to be. Tier. You can't build a legacy on feelings. You build it on follow-through. Motivation fades with emotion, but discipline grows with repetition. Tier. You've got to build systems, not just dreams. Systems that keep you moving even when life gets chaotic. Systems that hold you accountable when no one's watching. Tier. Because consistency doesn't come from inspiration. It comes from structure. The greats don't rise because they feel powerful every day. Tier. They rise because they train their habits to carry them through when emotions fail. Discipline is the proof that you're serious. Anyone can talk about goals, tier, post about success, or visualize their future. But when the cameras are off, when no one's applauding, tier, when it's just you and the grind, that's when discipline speaks. It's what you do when nobody's checking. It's what you do when quitting seems easier. That's the difference between a wish and a will. You've got to fall in love with the process, not just the prize. Because if you only love the prize, tier, you'll quit the moment the process gets painful. But if you love the grind, if you respect the discipline, you'll outlast everyone who's just motivated. Tier. Motivation is about excitement, discipline is about endurance. Excitement fades, endurance builds. Motivation can start a race, but only discipline finishes it. Tier. When you train yourself to act without motivation, you become unstoppable. You stop needing permission, validation, or ideal conditions. You move because it's who you are, not because it feels good. You start seeing progress not as luck, but as a reflection of your consistency. Tier. Every small act of discipline compounds over time into unstoppable momentum. You might not notice the change today. Tier. But one day you'll wake up and realize that you became the person you once dreamed of being. Not because you were always motivated, tier, but because you never stopped moving. Pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. You see, most people run from pain. They hide from it. They curse it. Tier. They avoid it at all costs. But what they don't understand is that pain is the birthplace of power. Every scar, every heartbreak, every sleepless night is a lesson written in the language of growth. Pain doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to develop you. It comes to reveal the strength you never knew you had. Without pain, you would never stretch. Without pain, you would never evolve. Without pain, Tear. You would never know how powerful you really are. The truth is, pain introduces you to your real self. When everything is easy, you don't need courage. When life is smooth, you don't need resilience. But when everything falls apart, when people walk away, when nothing goes according to plan, that's when you meet the version of yourself that was built for battle. That's when you realize that pain didn't come to break you, it came to wake you. It came to push you out of comfort and into character. So many people spend their lives trying to avoid pain. They choose comfort over challenge, ease over effort, pleasure over purpose. But comfort is the silent killer of greatness. Comfort numbs your hunger, it blinds your potential. It convinces you that survival is enough when you were born to rise. Pain, on the other hand, shakes you. It demands that you move. It tears away the layers of weakness and excuses that keep you small. It forces you to confront the truth that the life you want will cost you the version of yourself that you are right now. Pain is the process of transformation. It's the fire that refines the gold. It's the storm that strengthens the roots. It's the weight that builds the muscle. You can't become strong without resistance. You can't become wise without struggle. You can't become great without pain. Every person you admire has walked through their own valley of tears. They've been broken, rejected, doubted, overlooked, and yet they kept walking. They learned to turn pain into power, and power into purpose. Pain doesn't just test you, it teaches you. It teaches you who's real in your life. It teaches you patience. It teaches you humility. It teaches you that sometimes you have to lose what you wanted to discover, what you needed. The lessons pain teaches are not written in books. They are written in scars. And those scars tell a story not of defeat, but of survival. They are proof that you didn't just go through it, you grew through it. People ask, why me? Why did this happen? But maybe the better question is, what is this trying to teach me? Because pain always has a message. It's either shaping your perspective or sharpening your strength. The problem is most people stop listening once it hurts. They check out, they give up, they numb themselves. But the ones who learn to listen through the pain, to sit in it, to understand it, they come out stronger, wiser, and more focused than ever before. Pain reveals purpose. Every setback, every disappointment, every betrayal is part of your molding. You can't be chosen and comfortable at the same time. Purpose will always come with pressure. Growth will always come with growing pains. You can't climb without friction, and you can't evolve without discomfort. When life squeezes you, it's not trying to destroy you. It's trying to extract the greatness within you. The pressure is proof that there's something powerful inside you that's ready to emerge. You've got to stop seeing pain as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. You've got to change the story. You tell yourself about your struggle. Because pain is not the end, it's the beginning of awakening. It's the signal that something inside you is ready to change. You can't heal what you refuse to feel, and you can't grow through what you won't go through. The longer you run from pain, the longer it will chase you. But when you face it, you take back your power. Every time life knocks you down, you have two choices: stay down or rise up. Pain gives you that choice. It gives you the mirror to see who you truly are. Are you going to let the wound define you, or will you let it refine you? Will you allow the hurt to harden your heart,